Welcome. Hello. How are you? Hi. Um, Welcome. What a moment leading up until this moment. And that's how it be sometimes. Sometimes it's like this buildup of like you have one intention of doing something and just all these other things are there too. Right? And anyways, welcome. So I was not going to record. I'm going to be mindful because it's late. That's why I wasn't going to record because I got things to do early too. So, sacrificial lambs. But we ain't no sacrificial lambs up in here. Okay. Done my man. This has been my hairstyle all day. Even when I took a shower, I didn't wet my hair. I loved it. Whatever. I really didn't want to wet my hair. I was like, and I didn't want to move it because I actually don't feel it. Like meaning like I like everything to be like I don't like to feel nothing. I like to feel free. Like I want to be able to climb a tree. So like even if I have dresses on or like girly stuff, like best believe that appropriate attire is in gear, even if it's hidden, my dear. That if I needed to climb something, I can and I will. And not that that necessarily has to be part of the thing, but just for those that have ever hung with me, hanged with me, spent time with me, you have the most wow that happened kind of experiences. So fun, right? I need to get all back. So I've been for the last 3 days staring at these cards that I have avoided. Not that I have avoided, I just, I'm not avoiding it. I just know that there's a leading up moment that there's gonna come this moment where that it's not like avoidable anymore. And I take them. So that happened now, and I wasn't having any intention of coming on here. So if you're here, thank you so much. Hello, welcome. This is me. Hi, I am Enchantress, the babbler. If you're not into babbling, you can keep it moving or check it out or see if this vibe is what you're all about, because this is all about evolution always. This is an evolutionary sacred space of a place that is created. I am poetic in every kind of way. It's not, there's no script here. Everything is always a channeled message, my dear. I have been doing this a long time. And it comes out as it does. And for those that receive, right, because I get like a 50-50 kinds of audience in terms of why people are here, right? I love the ones that are evolutionary. You know what I mean? Those are the ones I'm going to address now moving forward from here. But I address all because welcome to this evolutionary eat the mana, eat the fucking mana, eat the fucking mana kind of, evolution. And even if it flies over your head, it doesn't matter because it's seed implanted into the ethers of our multi-dimensional fucking existence, which is tied to all of us, you see. Oh, yes, we are here together, enduring every weather, whether we get along better or not, right? Because that seems to be the reality of this 3D multidimensionality. And you're just like, okay, I am awakened to the sense of audacity of this conditioned reality that I no longer want to partake in anymore because it has been pika after pika after pika some more. And I don't want to pika no more. I want to be at peace. Peace. And also with you. So that'd be this mentality too, with this evolutionary cool space of whatever this is. So hi, welcome. Yeah, so the deck is Angel Tarot. Angel Tarot, right? So we're gonna read from the book from this one, right? Because I feel like it's going to be what needs to be, whatever breed of seed and guidance that it's going to bring an evolutionary spree that is helpful and useful to those who eat the fucking mana, right? For themselves and ingest it in whichever way that is going to multidimensionally help. Either way, it's still mana for the whole mind, body, heart, and soul. Whether one person processes it or not. Hey, hold on 1 second. Come here, Neil. Come here. Mine's gonna drive me nuts today again. Come here, puppy. He needs to make up his mind. Baby. Some Krabby Patties in your field. Yeah, so this is my hairstyle for today. See you like that? Okay, so see, so there, all right, see how that was? So I had a line to say that was fed to me by spirit in every kind of way, but the conditioned part of me still held back because it could be a degree of, oh, her ego, you see, right? Because, but the punchline, because they'll let you see when you take a dive as to the resistance that happens within your own hive, and you're just conscious to this shit all the time, and it's just like, I'm a multi-dimensional being. This is how I receive everything. I process these things. Like, what you think? There's another kind of life even happening even in this processing. There's a whole bunch of shit going on, okay? And depending on your leveling of consciousness, it's different for everybody, right? So, what was I saying? So, yeah. Give me 1 second. Right. So, like, point, right? There's more layers of shutting happening here. And this new beginning you hear, like, whatever this is new for you, even if you're still battling out the old, like, so part of the hold up, wait a minute. What do you mean? Look up. Oh, let me receive. Okay. Right? When I was saying whatever it was I was saying, that part I can't remember right now. But the part that I didn't say was, but I made money. Oh, I was talking about hair. My hair. Like it? It's my hairstyle all day. And the line was, now I'm going to butcher the line. Whatever, but you'll get the point. But I made money in this hair too. Right? And the crucifixion of the 50-50 views. That would ain't, look at it. Yeah. Like, which brings me to be able to extract this piece of mana. Eat the fucking mana, right? The consciousness part of the excerption, whatever, this extraction on an evolutionary scale to process it well, mental health, well, self, this wholeness vibration, being true and authentic to you, right? The bringing forth of the consciousness to my own conscious awareness allows me to see the cracks still existing within I to address at this time from this healthy state of mind. Right? So much distraction, so much influence. Scale back the influence. Because influence is influence. Energy is energy. And there's a lot of unseen shit into the influences, energies that go left, unseen, unchecked, and unworked on, and influence all upon to you. And then here you go, trickle out. And then here enters into your cracks. Influence. To give you an experience of that influence that you may have not seen, but now you have a like ability to these energies that infiltrate. Subconsciously too. Because no matter how conscious or not you are, you're a multidimensional being that is far greater than even the most conscious and woke can see. You're even greater than that. Like the most wokest person. I hate these words and I hate these terminologies and I hate these labelings, but whatever. Like this is part of my, like, you know, whatever. I'm supposed to be the articulation, right? Whatever, spirit. Right? I make up a lot of words. Yeah. Kind of like what I do. I mean, whoever put a period or an exclamation point or like a fucking finale, a final chapter on the dictionary. Like, what the fuck? Weren't words created to give us this community of language of being able to, you know, commingle, right? So whoever said it needed to stop, that was a controlling person, probably a narcissist. It was the congregation of control freaks. Right? So either way, I'm not mocking it. Come here, Papa. But I'm definitely not like, that's my end all be all. I got new words for new experiences. What the fuck you think I'm gonna make up words to describe what has yet been experienced this time in my life? And I'm gonna be into my nature to get on that kind of creation of expression that's new, which is tough too, especially when you're in new fucking territories. Like, imagine jumping into a spaceship and, like, you know, everybody says, oh, yeah, abduct me until you're abducted. You're like, this is really happening. Like, no matter what goes down, even if it's a friendly experience or not experience, there's going to be some level of the human experience that's like, oh my God, there's no turning back from it. Oh my God, I'm in a spaceship. Oh my God, I'm about to take off from Earth. Like, oh my God. No matter what, it's just like when I was on the slingshot. Like, once I was strapped in and the shit started going, peeling back, and I'm like, oh my God. I have it recorded too. Oh my God, there's no turning back from this. Like, what? This shit goes falling back. I'm gonna take off, like, on the airplane. And then like how ironic, right? Like even my airplane experience, jumping off a plane. I said, as long as I'm not the first one to jump off the plane or the last, I'm okay. Guess who was the last one off the plane? I was like, oh my god, this is going back. I'm the only one who's here. I gotta do it. Everybody else did. Hey, where did I come back with that? Oh wow. Okay, whatever. So, what happened? Be nice to your sister. Okay, go to sleep. So, what was the same? Right. There are many points. You could talk tomorrow. Alright? There are many points about influencers, influencing, and just being mindful of this consciousness thing, right? Like, but be mindful that this is a mindfulness project. And then also before, oh yeah, okay. So going back into that, like collect. Oh, she could fucking ask. What do you want? Now you want to get back off. Then in 2 minutes you want to get back on. Then in 2 minutes you want to get back off. And then in 2 minutes you want to get back on. That's the definition of insanity. In dog terms. You cannot go into there. Okay. So yeah. He has dog dementia, okay? Dog dementia. It's a thing. True. Okay. And I'm not okay, anyways. Hop off if you try to come negatively. Like, you see my humor. That's my humor. That don't have to be that. Take a dick, take a dick. That sounds childish, right? Right, but let's go back. Okay. So I did say something because of my conditioned experience stopping from saying something. Not because I found something wrong with the statement. You get what I'm saying? So, like, there's a lot of analysis. What are you doing? Hold on one second. So, I hear analysis paralysis. Hold on. Right? Like, unstuck analysis paralysis. Now it's, let me understand this analysis paralysis. And it's being helpful, right? But you still must activate it and come to terms with your own understanding of things. Like, cut it out. Please not so much. I mean that. Let me do one of these. A moment, please. I'm thinking about it. So I'm just gonna... A minute. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't mind. Flower. Hold on a second. Don't you fucking know. What does what you want look like? And why does it look like? Is that your picture? Yes. We gonna be fighting. What are you doing? Oh my goodness, hold on one second. Listen, he's 16 years young, about to be 17 years young this year. I'm gonna kick your ass! Come here! You stop it! Drives me nuts. Sorry. And the other one. Stop it! Relax. What was I? Leo. That's not you. Welcome. Welcome to my world. Melahel, the god of deflecting evil, healing capacity, protection from weapons, safety in travel, 5 cups, 35. Melahel. Yes. This may be one of my favorites, and I have a lot of little mini instruments. I still love to play the piano. I haven't played, but like, I forgot. I forgot. I never really knew how to play. I amazed myself. I didn't even know how I played. I told even my piano teacher, and I taught myself how to play the piano when I was little because my grandmother had a keyboard, so I learned how to play the keyboard and whatever. And then I took piano classes, and I played wonderfully well, but none of my fingers were right on the keys, and it drove my piano teacher crazy. He's like, "Anne, you have such little hands," and like I didn't. And then he hated that all my music notes I didn't read. I like all my if you see all my music sheets, like it would be like A B B C F G with the picture. It was a high whatever note of the thing, and he's like, "What is this?" Those are my notes. So when I would play my G B B D mind, like, you know, even if it was a classical piece. The performances, guys. Okay, ceremonies, like duets and stuff, so it works. And he's just like, I refuse to take off my nails. This is when I did nails, like during that time, like this was like high school or something, like in the 90s. And he's like, cut off your nails. You cannot have nails and play the piano. I was like, oh, watch me. So I played with nails, didn't read notes, and played wonderfully well. So that's how you could figure out how to play the piano, okay? In case you wanted to know. So Melahel. Okay. Melahel. Hmm. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Mm. That sounds sexy. That sounds damn right motherfucking straight. Right? And that's another thing that for those that I'm connecting with here, you're awakening to even more the sense of divine protection. The divinely, like it's one thing to say, I am divinely led, guided, and protected, and it's another thing to motherfucking know it, feel it, and be it. Because the person born under Melahel's influence will be courageous and accomplish honorable actions. Melahel protects against weapons and gives safety in travel, governs water and the produce of the earth, especially plants necessary for the cure of disease. Soul guardian for those born. This may or may not apply. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take what resonates. If you are receiving this in Pachamana, this message is here for you, but this is just added extra oomph, like with dates and stuff like that. And if it happens to resonate, it happens to resonate. You know what I mean? Take with these as you would. This is entertainment for your entertainment, and you must use your mind, body, heart, and soul evolutionary discernment for yourself and your own authentic truth about whatever it is that you're going to receive and be influenced by in any walk of life that you journey through. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I welcome you here. It's a great secret place and fucking money, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like as a friend would. I've always been that friend for people. Real. Attached. Always real. Genuine. Kind. Honest. Right? So when you're YouTube, and now you're like, oh, mofo, try me this time. Not that you're gonna pop off, because if you feel like you need to pop off, then you need to dive a little bit deeper. You're not that mad at that person. Something else. You know what I'm saying? There's always more. There's always more. So the person born under Melahel's influence will be courageous and accomplish honorable actions. It's okay. I'm gonna kick your ass. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Melahel protects against weapons and gives safety in travel, governs water and the produce of the earth, especially plants necessary for the cure of disease. Wow. Soul guardian for those born from 7:20 a.m. to 7:40 a.m. Moral guardian for those born on April 11th, June 22nd, September 2nd, November 13th, or January 24th. And physical guardian for those born from July 8th through 12th. It's my mama's birthday. That's interesting. My mom's birthday is July 12th. Fierce guardian protection, right? Protection from weapons. No weapon formed against me shall motherfucking prosper. Fudge out of here with that bullshit, right? We are greater than these beings, these these human vessels that we are anyways. And when you're understanding the leveling of the multidimensionality that is you, then you know that there's more to you than this. And although you might be trying to live this, learn this, vibe this, understand this, and all this kind of stuff, like you're grasping the grander picture that this too shall pass. And you, infinite being, are so much more. And that discovery is going to be something so epic and evolutionary and infinite. Like you are infinite. Like there is no end to you. Right? So, right? So, what are the angels? Yeah. Present themselves to those that will eat the fucking money and receive all that is in alignment for them to do. They say, summarize, seduction and downfall. Communicate with the dead. Teaches the occult and magic. The devil card, right? The severity of God. Come here. Good one. Alright. So the severity of seduction and downfall. Communicate with the dead. Teaches the occult and magic. It's like scorpionic tendencies, with the depiction of this scorpionic astrological lessening or teaching platform of seduction, well, coming from a Librian perspective of evolutionary growth. Because if you speak about it from an astrological wheel of growth, there's no 12 signs, there's one person and 12 elements being discussed, right? So by the time Libran energies pass into scorpionic waters, you know, it's no wonder it would be about love, seduction, lust, and all these kind of things, right? Phoenician territory, going into the depths of this Plutonian, like, unknown world of, like, the underground allure. Shadow elements in every kind of degree to find itself surfacing or emerging in us, right? When it's coming to the conscious, our consciousness, these even like these how about like your own tower moments, right? Of lessons being learned, and like it's, I hate to even label it like that. It's just part of it, like, you know, that what can happen, like, you know, because not everybody always learns. Sometimes you can learn 100 times until you apply. It doesn't matter what you do if you don't apply what you learn, right? And so the severity of God, it's actually downfall, like being in a position to apply, Whether you do, you don't. And greeting the downfall is just the fear, false evidence appearing real, factor. And creating the questionnaire is right, like knock and the door shall open, ask and ye shall receive. But these things come with the addressing, undressing of that which must be faced in the shadowy elements of whatever is needing to be applied. And in the realms of building one's self-confidence and self-love and worthiness, right? It's a leveling of like transformation. I went off of even just this devil influence, but you know, it's this addicting or it's just like today, tonight, the whole day kind of has been like the day was like dreary and like outside atmospherically. Like it was very hazy like day, like even the silhouettes of like all the trees and stuff like billowed out like, and it just looked picturesque, frantic, like it was beautiful sight to see, like it looked haunting almost, like every town driven into, like you have this like spooky hollow effect, right? And then driving at night, like you know, it's hard to see the windshield. Like I don't know if that's what now that means, like this person I mean using windshield factor. I don't know what the fuck is that, but well, okay, windshield factor. So I'm just saying it was hard to see while driving, right? And having to like put the AC thing to like so I can see like it's hazy and it's foggy, and it looked haunting almost like, or it could seem that way, but it was beautiful. It's beautiful. Like you know, I'm just trying to get all the effects of how one can see, like you know, whatever. Where's the whole point? Right. So anyway, um, this is the effect of shit being like this. But like it's like all the like I said in every other video, like where I'm gonna keep on saying. I think I'm gonna start saying this in every video. Like if you really wanna like understand and overstand like every video, even if whatever, the best advice I have for you is to watch every previous video, because um even if the topics are different and stuff like that, I always refer back or like continue, because there's a lot of times that I do this where I'm like, what was I saying? And I don't finish what I was saying. But then in the next video I do. You know, I'll continue because this is a continuation. Like that's what it is. It's flowgasmic. Like, you know, like it is what it is. Like so I've come to accept that sometimes I could be in the middle of saying something and then I will just come out of nowhere and say to you guys, what was I saying? And not remember. Um, because the human tapped back in or like interfered or whatever. That's the best way to describe it, my dear. Stick with it with your own imagination and keep your opinions to yourself. Like unless you want to just like contribute in a healthy kind of way and you want to communicate or you want to understand it better or you want me to explain it better, or like that. But other than that, keep it respectful. Right. So um right. So I've come to accept that leveling of reality of how this goes, because it always gets touched upon. There is no end, right, to certain things, right? So, yeah, even when you don't think it makes sense, it does. Like that was like my other video that I did from the other day. I was like, I don't know what's going on here because like I just kept flowing and allowing that, and then having to be in a different position than I have been before because more consciousness is I to even be more of a participant in this kind of a line. And so when you channel and things like that, and you're also articulating channel and also articulating your human experience, and then also receiving whatever it is, you know, it's a lot of like downloads, like, you know, and you know, some of us are here to communicate these things in a way that, you know, create the the, the codes needing to be released so that those who are eating the Fakumana retrieve their code into decode, uncode, upload, transcode, transcribe, elevate, subscribe, futuristic, sublime, with a transcript. Eat the Fakumana, even if you don't understand it. Eat it. Okay? So, hold up. But, right. Going off of a lot of things. There'll be a continuation sometime in time. Every single time. So hopefully, you know, we vibe and you just tune in for the ride. And feel free to remind me at any time, like, hey, you never finished what you were saying here, and I'll go tell me the timestamp or something so I could play it back and and then, you know, dive further if you want that kind of um, continuation specific, then we have to communicate that. Other than that, I'm going to do it how I do and as I do, and further explaining it how I feel called to explain it, because the advancement of our human species is multiplying. Of course it is. This is evolution. And so maybe computation, if that's a word, you computerized transcript encrypt, script, the code activation that send off these sensations into your energy, frequency, vibration. And then you fly with your elevation, evolution. Right? And no better, like, even those devil cards and stuff like that, and that's usually called from nervous perception, right? So it's like, you know, like the mastery of the shadow side of a lot of things that puts many in the get this, right? And are doing this. And although it still applies to those still learning this, we all have, you know, our time loops, right? So if you want to be in the loop, make sure to watch my other stuff too, because like they intermingle, commingle, and you'll see what I'm saying. And then I'll continue something, but then in another video I do, and that's just how it be. Since I've been doing this YouTubing since 2000. Through my journey and my process and stuff like that, I know that people are all about like the image and like, you know, you can go to university. You could do a lot of like the right way, follow the traditional way, like if you're looking like, sponsors or like certain kind of like to get paid like on YouTube or like whatever the case may be. I don't know. I've never followed any regimen. um and I've never taken advice either, even though it has been given or people have said certain kind of things and stuff like that. I was just um we each have our own different um reasons for seasons, and so like with that comes a lot of like image too, right? And aesthetics and stuff like that. And part of like I remember when I first started like my YouTube channel, part of my upset too was like I didn't have um all the equipment the way that I imagined myself being able to have to be satisfied enough to record a YouTube channel. And so, but it was already to the point because I was already advised for years to do this, right? And it took me years before. So when I did it, 2000, anyways, like all my YouTube is here. I have not, I'm not to delete, so you can go back to 2000. No, I don't remember what year. I don't know, a couple of years ago, and everything's still there. So you see my personal growth in terms of being more comfortable in front of the camera, because that was my resistance. And I was like, I'm a writer. I like do that other kind of artsy worthy things, and but self denial can be our own plagues and a lot of things, and our own fear, false evidence appearing real, right? Did I say right? Yeah. So there's a lot of like I got strong Scorpio on my chart too, and so like coming from that like um deep perspective, right? Of depth, like this card here is reading for me, like it's just like whoever's here, like being Fakumana, right? Like there's nothing superficial about you. There's so much depth to your being that it puts you in a, even though we are all students for life, there's always so much for us to learn on any given basis of existence. Trust. Gonna be on the shit for infinite space, right? And so like well, you took too long. So so yeah. So right, so the applied, going back to the point to the beginning of the resistance of even still my stopping myself from saying what came through, like my line, like if that was feeding me a line, even though it was sarcastic in every kind of way, but it had humor in its tone, the way that I was supposed to say, and naturally it was going to be in any kind of way because it's coming from me, right? Like who the fuck else did it come from, right? So, but the resistance from conditioned experience, right? So I see why that had to happen because I was gonna say and then I didn't, and the reason why I didn't was for this explanation purpose only. But no, even if perception could be tricky, but it was to be able to articulate it from this kind of perspective of experience. So, anyways, that's just let that shit fly over your head. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. But as to anything like that, but hey, what was I saying? Oh my goodness. I wasn't gonna record, I swear, I swear. Wait, so here we go. So for all the depth into your own seeds and the transformation that create these transmutations to exist in your world puts you in a lot of new energy. And sometimes our reality doesn't change right away. So that's why I want to just identify that difference. Sometimes we get into the space and it starts from an energy space, mindset, feeling set, right? The combined set of energy management, right? And then the new territory, and that is still having to deal with the reality that may not match the desired outcome yet. But now you're in a new energy management space. The new task in this new beginning space, right, is to adapt to this energy space that's new for you, still on old territory, old ground, and maneuver and operate in a new way, in a new vibration, new frequency, new thing that is your now. And you do these things. And then, never mind time, but time, divine timing, shows itself. And here you are in this new space where now your reality is beginning to match, or it is, that of what you do desire to inspire, right? But you still got a lot of this PTSD from this other shit that even though you're on this elevation, evolutionary shit, in this transformed state, or this transmutation taking place, right? You still have to transition in this period too. And it's by applying that of which maybe before you did not. So like for instance, for me, with sharing like me singing on my like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, that was big for me, right? It's not about being a professional singer either. It's just it's vulnerability. Fuck that. Even though you could be in your house, you could be singing, you could be in your shower, you don't care. Your whole neighbors hear you, and I got a big mouth. Everywhere I live, everybody hears me when I'm singing, right? But like, you know, I have a history or whatever of some, you know, there's depth to that too, right? Like with a lot of stuff, like a lot of the things that we stop ourselves from doing, right? Fear, false evidence appearing real, that can keep us stuck in a place that no longer applies either, or never did and just was, you know what I'm saying? And so so it's like communicate with the dead, and then I hear the dead parts of yourself that have transformed, that have transmuted. It's like meeting that side of yourself. It's like when I'm explaining something, and even though I'm a passionate person, and I got, like I said, hey, water in my truck. I got a water moon, right? Like, right. So, um, so when I speak of something that I'm sharing, right, that is, let's say, of an experience that warrants emotion. Guess who's theatrical? Guess who's expressive? And guess who's as dramatic and a feeling being as can be? Me. So, of course, there will be emotion expressed in anything that I share that was an emotional experience. So what most people misconstrue, which I've had to explain numerous days for all of my days, is that they always want to reference my pain because of my expression. And what I always feel obligated to have to explain is I'm not in any kind of pain, but it's it's an outlet that must come out in some shape or form. Before, I was a mess, right? When I was going through it, I think. Time has passed. So, and then another understanding that I have with myself, I don't expect others to get, is that whenever I'm sharing something from a personal experience that has occurred, let's believe that that time doesn't exist anymore. I'm sharing with you an old experience that I can now, from my healed experience, express, even if I come out and let's say I'm sharing a story of when this man beat me, right? And having these experiences, right? That is not comfortable to talk about, and it could bring you into a space, depending on where you are in your evolution of healing. I don't know how to talk without emotion. I don't know how to try for a road. I don't know how to be bland. So all you're gonna get is theatrical expression, but it's raw emotion, right? The only difference that if I'm speaking something that which has already transpired, conscious reside to my present attire. And even though I might be expressing what I express and maybe tears roll on my eyes or there's something that I'm being, like if you feel it in my expression, because it was real, guys. Fuck. And as a transmuter, right? Because I understand that, understand that in every kind of way. And just scientifically, everything is energy in that kind of like degree. So there has to always be a filtering of energy expression in some form. Tears is one form. There's many other forms too. You get what I'm saying? So me sharing with you something and I cry. This ain't my current time. I'm aware of that. I'm not there. My ability to articulate it and express it, because most of the times when I share something, when you say if it's in a group setting or something, it's always been for healing purposes, not for my own, but it's been like, you know, I've done a lot of different like I volunteered a lot. I've done a lot of like peer mediating, group talks, like youth, and I've just done a lot of like different new stuff. And for those that didn't cry, but like so much experience, right? Figured a lot of things too. You can't stay in places forever, right? So like it's what I do, and my ability to be able to speak it is because all of that already took place, right? And it's for usually for educational purposes that I'm sharing it anyway. Never to be sulking or like reminiscent or anything like that. Out of here, right? And it's not avoidance either. It's peace, kumbaya. I'm not in that energy, frequency, vibration anymore. So there's no reason for me to be there unless it's for educational purposes. So even if there's emotional kind of stuff there, it's because I'm a real fucking person. I don't know how to be blonde, bland. Nothing against blonde. Okay, so all right, the devil, Samael. 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 Oh, here we go. Severity of God. 1 Chronicles 21:1. Satan rose up against Israel and incited David to take a census of Israel. The archangel Samael communicates with the dead and teaches the occult and magic. He is the chief angel of the 5th heaven. That's all it says about that. The severity of God. Right? So the severity. And here, like, even like the severity of who is God to you. And the facts you know to be true. Where does that come from? And is that what you really truly believe? Or is that just false evidence appearing real based off of conditioning and habitual behavioral patterns and exercises that you have been accustomed to being on? Implementing, I hear implementing yourself in the disaster. I don't know what the fuck that means. But like, yeah, like identifying where your behaviors or your lack thereof actions fuck you up and doing something about it. Going back to what I was saying about posting with the singing. Now, stop me. Right? Like, fuck that here. Broke that barrier. Like jumping up out of a plane, doing the slingshot. Like, I like adrenaline. I got a lot of that, like, especially when I was younger. Now I'm too, I still do stuff, but like I overthink it. Like, I wish I can go back into the mentality of when I was younger and just having the adrenaline rush and didn't think like too much about like the mechanics and the human faulty system. And I'm like, man-made products and machineries are all faulty because man-made. And so this could be the last thing. This could be the last down. This could be. So I don't enjoy it the same anymore because I think too much. So I like when it was once upon a time ago where I didn't think about those things and I just did it. And even though I was afraid and all that kind of stuff, it was faster. It was a faster thing. Or like jumping off cliffs and all this kind of stuff and overthink. I remember there was this cliff jump. I let it was like more than 30 minutes must have passed where I let mad people go in front. I'm like, you wouldn't go, don't worry about it. And they're like, so by the time I finally jumped off the cliff, I had a whole crowd like, yeah, like, as I'm going down, I'm like, why am I still not in the way? Why am I thinking so much in the air? Oh my God, why am I still not in the way? Oh my God, I cover my nose because I don't like water going up my nose. I don't like nothing going up my nose. So yeah, that's an orifice you cannot enter. Everybody always wants to stick your finger up my nose. Guys, too. In all my lifespans of this thing, I'm like, is it because my nose is up? And I can put their finger on my nose, like, what the fuck is the problem? Get your finger out of my nose. Yeah, so God, the merciful judge, King of Wands, Daniel, eloquent, gives answers to those in doubt. Right? King of Wands, the Sun, Mihail, the vivifying God, restoration of life, protection from adversaries and adversaries. Oh my god, I smell myself. What's this? Anyway, right. Protect you from adversaries. Adversaries. Rabies too. Don't be getting rabies. And wild beasts. Okay, so the sun. King of Wands. The sun. Very a lot of fiery, like kind of energy. And smooth. Two of Pentacles too, about what it is that you gotta do. God who supports the universe, fortune and fame, fulfills any request. Koyel. Two of Pentacles, God who supports the universe, fortune and fame, fulfills any request. Right? These are the angels popping up right here, right? In full support of all that you're doing, lending these energies of knowledge is power, right? So how will you apply these, even receiving the tokens of mana that come from the messages of being in the vicinity to be able to receive such an energy of angel to even stumble upon and hear? That's magical, my dear. So how does that shift you now with that awareness to the profound that not everybody's going to hear this message, but you did. You received the energies of these angels too, wishing to speak and share with you the energy of energy management and guidance, like for you at this time, right? God who supports the universe, the vivifying God, God the merciful judge, right? Giving answers to those in doubt, right? Restoration of life, protection from adversaries, enemies, right? Fortune and fame, fulfills any request, right? So what do these requests look like to you? I want to replay yellow. 56, 11, 11, 2, unifying 2, to make the Holy Trinity 3, if we go in succession, 2, 3, 4. But 2, so bringing together some kind of union too, and I go, people like to talk about relationships and stuff like that, and I'm trying to do that sometimes, but like I like to be on the evolutionary kind of thing, because when you're on your evolution, that means you're in your alignment. We each have our own evolution and we each have our own alignment. So when I address evolution, that means I'm addressing your alignment. And that means that you're in your authenticity and you're in your truth and you're in you're on in your purpose and doing your thing, right? And so that means that if love is something that you desire and that you, let's say it's relationship wise and all this kind of stuff, and to bring where you're in and all this kind of stuff, and that's important to you, then you are on your evolution. You're in your alignment. You are here, and this is just, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. We're just, going into other kind of avenues of activation here that is here for you to fuck mana, right? But take it how that's going to be applied for you, but you just, like you said, pockets of mana for your evolution, and whatever that specific evolution is for you, then that applies to you. But these are various different energies and specifics. We're not going to do is justice to just be highlighting, relationships and all this kind of specific kind of things, because it's evolutionary. It's multidimensional. It's grander than just the superficiality of the 3D perceived reality that you're waking up from, and that you're just like, I alien, right? Alienation. I am, you are, we are the lost city of Atlantis. They've been looking for a place. Meanwhile, it's them right in their face. Satire. It's like the class and satirical. Fuck, what was the name of the class? Satirical literature? Like, in history? The class was dope, but I was pregnant with my daughter at that time, so the value meal of how like just because I don't know if that was like towards the end like of my pregnancy I was just tired and I worked full time and I was just exhausted and I was going to school full time and so as much as I know I like if I could retake the class and stuff like that like whatever the fucking course's name was I don't know I would just for the mana of the benefit like but like when I was in school and I was pregnant and working full time, like towards that point, I was going through mad shit too. I was just tired. I just want to get every shit done. So, like, even though I loved to learn and all that kind of stuff, and I loved um being in school pregnant because everything the way that I am to receive, like, so it's pretty dope for me. Especially, being the type of person that I am. Intellectual, even though I be all mystical and, fantasy beings. And, fond of you. Right, so I want to read Boyel. Boyel, God sustaining everything. Principality, Psalms 145:15. The Lord upholdeth all that fall and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. Okay. Those born under Boyle's influence will be held in esteem for their modesty, moderation, and agreeable humor. They will find success through their talents and conduct. Boyle will obtain whatever one requests and rules over fame, fortune, and philosophy. Soul guardian for those born from 6:20 p.m. to 6:40 p.m. Moral guardian for those born on May 14th and July 25th. That's my grandma's birthday. I always called her that's interesting. My grandma's that's interesting. Soul guardian for those born from 6:20 p.m. to 6:40 p.m. Moral guardian for those born on May 14th, July 25th, October 5th, December 16th, and February 26th. That is even more interesting. Physical guardian for those born from December 20th to December 24th. Oh, boy. Right? So, Mihail. The vivifying God. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy. Those born under I don't know how, Mihil. Reminds me of me here. I'm gonna go back. Those born under Mihil's influence will distinguish themselves in literature. Mihil will fight against your adversaries. Protects against rabies. We don't want rabies up in here on wild beasts, okay? And governs savants, professors, and orators. Oh, communicators, that's a good age. Soul guardian for those born from 9 p.m. to 9:20. Moral guardian for those born on May 22nd, August 2nd, October 13th, December 24th, or March 6th. Oh, oh, oh. Physical guardian for those born from January 29th to February 2nd. Oh, it's February 3rd, although these messages are timeless, but we were just in the 222222222 energy. Nihil was here. That's interesting. And King of Swords. King of Wands. That's like King of Wands. Daniel. Oh shit. Okay. 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 Anyways, gotta go.